all of you are having an amazing day from wherever you're watching this video from. And if not, I am sending you so much love. I love you. So welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be planning our August 2020 for the bullet journal spreads. But before we get to that, I'd like us to look at the month of July and do a quick flip through. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, July was a very interesting and complicated month. I learned a lot and I can't wait to use that knowledge in the month of August. But I can also say I did have fun throughout the month. Even though it was full of ups and downs, I did enjoy the month of July. And I can't wait to see what August has for me. So as you can see, for the month of July, I tried to fill up most of my pages. I can say I think I accomplished most of my goals. Also, for my weekly tasks for July, I created a discipline section for myself so that it would help me be responsible in terms of lifestyle habits. They helped me become disciplined. So an example of what I would put there would be like, have you made sure your bed is made, or is your room clean, or have you drank water? Things like that. So that would help me be responsible for myself, for my surrounding. And most of the time, whenever these things weren't completed or I missed one of them, I would find that there was something going on with me, and that's what would help me try and fix myself and sort out whatever was happening. So yeah, that's how I kept myself in check and ensured that I was okay in all areas of my life. So for the month of August 2020, I decided to do a Courage the Cowardly Dog theme. And this was a bit difficult this time because normally I'm used to doing simpler spreads for my bullet journal, but this time I had all these characters to fill in and color them in, and yeah, that was a bit challenging, but I made it, yay. So I just want to give a bit of a background as to why I decided to choose Courage the Cowardly Dog for my August spreads. So one of the reasons for me was because when I was a kid, Courage the Cowardly Dog was one of my favorite cartoon shows. And also because a few months ago we were talking with my friend about cartoons and the meanings cartoons have behind them. So I don't know if cartoon producers and creators have meanings behind cartoons, but if they do, yeah, that's what we were talking about. And I can't remember what cartoon it was, but Courage came up and I was like, you know, Courage really had a funny name because it was like called Courage the Cowardly Dog, and it never made sense because like how you called Courage but you're cowardly, you know. So yeah, that didn't make sense. And she told me her version, which was, I used to think he was called Courage because he was very courageous for staying in an abusive household. And wow, I was so mind blown at that because I had never really thought about that. Like I was always just like finding the name Courage the Cowardly Dog really hilarious. So yeah, she told me that's why she thought he's called Courage. So that's just something that inspired me to do Courage as my theme for August 2020, because I remembered, she made me remember the show, and I just wanted to celebrate him again because I really loved that show as a kid. I loved it. I would still watch it. So for this month's theme for my bullet journal, what I'm going to be using mostly are colors from Pelican and Staedtler. I love these colors a lot. They're really easy to use and they're so vibrant, so that's what I'll be using to color throughout. I really admire the loyalty, courage showed towards the people he stayed with. So yeah. Anyway, for my quotes page, I decided to use the scene from where courage feels like he isn't perfect enough. So, if you remember this episode, it was when Eustace kept telling Courage he's not perfect enough until Courage got so disturbed that he creates a teacher in his head to help him be perfect. And even with the teacher he creates in his head, he's still not perfect enough, according to the teacher. So, this one time, Courage is brushing his teeth, and the bathtub fish appears and tells him how beautiful he is, even in his imperfections and all that. So, at that point is when Courage decides to change his mind and decides not to go with what everybody wants, and at the point where he decides to do this, the teacher who was teaching him how to be perfect melts and becomes a puddle of water, and Courage is happy again. So yay. So, the reason why this episode stood out so much for me was the quote that the bathtub fish told Courage, and the bathtub fish tells Courage, "There's no such thing as perfect. You're beautiful as you are, Courage. Even with your imperfections, you can do anything." So, yeah, you guys listen to the bathtub fish because he's probably right. So, this quote stood out for me because I can say for sure last month, this is where I went wrong, trying to be like everyone else or what other people are saying or telling you to do. Yeah, that was me, and I got a terrible burnout because I was trying to be so perfect at everything that I do, and I used to feel so bad like I haven't finished all my tasks. Oh my gosh, that would crush me. I mean, like, I'd ask myself, you had a whole day, why haven't you finished all your tasks? And oh my gosh, I just never came to terms with the fact that it's okay not to finish all your tasks in a day. Like, that's totally okay. No one is going to punish you if you don't finish your tasks in a day. And this was what used to happen so much. So it reached a point I just got I had a very terrible burnout, and I was just like, how is everybody doing this? So I decided to watch videos, relatable videos, which used to talk so much about how to plan yourself, how to plan your day, your year, stuff like that. And now I finally got it. Most of the times I was planning myself without ever actually building a system that should work for me, or rather I could work with to help me do all my tasks and get closer to what it is I am achieving. So that was the problem, and that is why I got into a terrible burnout, wondering why is it that I am not able to do everything that I've planned to do, and also asking myself where I'm going wrong and all that stuff. So I got my answer. So yeah. So the reason why this quote stood out so much was because I felt like I was going according to other people's timings and not mine, because I was in a hurry to do everything, just getting so anxious over things, just in a hurry, not giving myself time to think, to settle down, to cool down. No, like I always felt like any time that I'm sitting down is time wasted, and that really isn't how it should be at all. So that's why this quote really stood out for me, because it was just reminding me of how I don't really have to go with what other people are saying so much, but I can actually go with my own pace and still get everything done, because I am uniquely me and everyone else is uniquely themselves. So yeah, that's why this stood out for me so much this month, and that's part of what I learned in July, and I can't wait to just put it to use in August in everything that I plan to do, whether it's for myself or just anywhere else that I intend to do any activities. So that's why my quote page is this scene from Courage with that quote. So yeah. So yeah, now we can move on to the next page, which is my cover page. So for my cover page for the month of August 2020, I decided to draw a happy Courage. He's just there jumping and smiling, and he is such a cute little dog. So I was actually going to leave his drawing like that plain, but I decided to add some doodles at the back so that it's not so plain, and then I colored in the doodles with a golden gel pen, and then I proceeded to just write my monthly calendar at the bottom, and at the top I decided to just outline the month August 2020 and just make it look a bit stylish in a simple way. So that's it for my cover page for the month of August. So next I am doing my monthly calendar, and for this I decided to put Courage in the middle smiling and a yellow background behind him. I also decided to change how I put the days of the week on my monthly planner. This time I decided to color them red and pink, other than the other times where I just color it black and use a silver gel pen to highlight the days, and also just to write the dates for each day of the month. I decided to draw circles and put the dates with a golden gel pen just to give it that nice touch, and I did like how it turned out. It looks really good from here. So that's it for my monthly planner, and now we can move on to the next page. So my next page is my mood tracker, and for this page I drew Courage rubbing fabric softener on himself. This is what Courage looked like whenever he rubbed it on himself. He became like some sort of fluffy cloud. So yeah, that's the Courage that I've drawn here for my mood tracker. And then at the top I just wrote, how do you feel? So that looks like I'm having a conversation with my journal. And then also I decided to just make my moods in a circle. Like I decided to put the dates in a circular form. And then at the bottom I have my key where I write what each color means. So I have a happy mood, a sad mood, an okay mood, and an angry mood. So that's how I will be rating my mood every day. And yeah, that's it for my mood tracker. So now we can move on to the next page. So my next page is my habit tracker, and this is the page where I'll be writing most of my lifestyle habits, and I'll be monitoring them on this page. And for this page I just decided to draw Courage eating a banana because I felt like it symbolized a bit of what the page was about, my habits, my lifestyle habits. So yeah, and for this page I also used my Pelican colors to color the blue background, and it really came out so well and so vibrant, and I really loved how it made Courage pop on the page. So yeah, I also decided to create the habit tracker monitor on a plain paper because I felt like it looked like it wasn't fitting on the normal paper for the book. So I decided to replace it with this plain paper and just draw on it and then stick it with glue so that I can still make it functional on the page. So that's it for my habit tracker page, and now we can move on to the next page. So now we are looking at the goals page for my monthly goals, and at first I had the table split into major goals and minor goals, but I decided to change it to personal goals and business goals. And I also limited myself only to 5 goals this month. And also for the drawing I decided to just draw Courage giving me a thumbs up and giving me that straight up face, like, yeah, you're gonna do this. So yeah, I felt like it sort of gave the page some motivation to just do what the page is meant to do, and that's just that. And also I drew a tiny trophy with a ribbon written 1 in the middle, and then the word goals. So yeah, so that's it for my monthly goals page, and now we can move on to the next page. So my next page is my weekly task spread, and for my week 1 I decided to draw Shali. Shali was a Chihuahua. She was a green Chihuahua in Courage the Cowardly Dog show. She was an interesting character. I think she made the show really lively. So yeah, also for this month I decided to do something different with the days of the week. I decided to draw rectangles for each day of the week, and where I will be writing my tasks. I decided I'll be writing my tasks inside the rectangles. So here I have 8 rectangles in total. 7 of them have the days of the week, and then 1 rectangle is for notes for that week. On each rectangle at the top I have written the name of the day of the week so that I know what task I will be doing on that day, and write it down inside the rectangle. So that's that for my weekly spreads. So that's it for my weekly task spread. I will fill in the rest of the spreads within the month. And yeah, that's that for the entire weekly task spread. I was just showing you week 1. Honestly, I got lazy to do the rest during the video. I'm not even lying. Yeah, these things happen. I did get lazy, so I will do the rest during the month. So my next page is my sentence in a day page, and this page is where I write what my day was like in just one sentence. So I made 4 tables, and each table had week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, so that I can describe what each day on each week was like in just one sentence. And it's a new spread that I'm trying out for the first time, and I just can't wait to use it and just look back at August and see what each and every day of the month was like for me. So that's for that spread. So my next page is my currently page, and this is also a new spread which I am using for the first time. And in this spread, what I'll just be doing is basically writing what I am currently loving, watching, and reading, so that when I look back in August, I can see what I enjoyed doing in those 3 categories. Yeah, so I can look back in August and just see what I was loving, watching, and reading. That's it for the currently page, and now we can move on to the next page. So my last spread is my gratitudes page, and this is where I write all the things that I am grateful for in the month of August. And for this page, I just made it look like courage was sort of happy and jumping, and then there was like a tag across written thank you, just to show what the page is for. It shows the gratitude that I have towards what August will offer me, and I can't wait to just fill it up again and look at all the good things that August offered me. So that's it for my spreads. So now we can do a quick flip through of all the spreads that I've done in the video. So let's get to that. It for my bullet journal spreads for August 2020. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll be inspired to do your own bullet journal. Don't forget to stay positive, safe, and hydrated. I love you. Bye.